to see not just people surviving, right?
No, marriage is not meant just for survival. It
No.
is meant for thriving. We have been full-time entrepreneurs for 12 years. We
Yes.
have been married for 35 years. We have raised 5 kids. And because we've been living that life for quite a while,
Yeah.
we feel like we have something to say and some
Yes.
help to offer. And we have been able to do that for others. And we look forward to doing it for more people in the future.
Yeah. Entrepreneurs have to have some guts. They have to
Mhm.
have this passion, this desire.
It takes a lot of courage
It takes a lot of
to
courage. Yeah.
start a business and to pursue success in that business.
Yeah. And we just recently passed the 12-year mark of us doing this business full time. And our business has taken on different looks and has taken on
Oh,
a lot
sure.
different look here recently.
Mhm.
A lot of pivoting, a lot of adjusting.
One of the things I find really exciting about entrepreneurship is you are rewarded according to how much you're
Yeah.
able to help other people.
Yeah.
And so that's another thing about entrepreneurs is generally speaking, they have a heart to help other people in one way or another.
Right. Yeah.
They're offering a service or a product or what have you. And that's something that just it endears entrepreneurs to our hearts. And of course, we are entrepreneurs. That's how we see ourselves, is that we want to serve other people and do it well. And that's
Yeah.
very exciting to do that.
And it's interesting because I definitely worked my way into or developed into becoming an entrepreneur. I
Hmm.
think you had more the instinct because your dad has been an
Well,
entrepreneur.
that's true. I was raised in a home where my
Yeah.
dad was an entrepreneur, and so I saw it up close
Yeah.
a lot as I
Mhm.
was growing up and everything. And although I wouldn't have said I had that bent until
Right.
we decided to take the plunge, really, but yes, there are some things
Yeah.
that have kind of, I guess, made sense to me or come to me naturally because I was exposed to that growing up.
So we have a heart for entrepreneurs, and then we also have a just a heart for married couples,
Mhm.
and to see not just people surviving, right?
No, marriage is not meant just for survival. It
No.
is meant for thriving. Have you ever read the story of the first marriage in the Bible? I mean, my goodness, when Eve was presented to Adam, we kind of read it like, have you ever heard somebody read, "This is
Yeah,
now bone
bone
of
of my
my bone"?
bones.
And I mean, what he was doing was like, wow, that's what he was saying,
And he said, finally.
Yes.
And because he had seen all of those animals that God had him name, and there was not found a suitable helper for him.
Yes.
And then whenever he saw Eve, it was just like, wow, all of my life I've been searching
Yes.
for you
Yes,
for
exactly.
that entire day.
It had not been a long life, but yes, he had been searching for his mate,
Yes.
and God brought her to him. We really think that entrepreneurs are just kind of the heroes of today.
Yeah.
They are the ones who are taking the risk, taking the chances, putting themselves out there, and getting rewarded for it, and that's very
Yeah.
exciting to us.
And everybody, we know the big name corporations, and we see their commercials, and they're spending all kinds of money on promoting their brand and such. But the reality is, I think the last number I heard was something like 80% of all employees work for small businesses.
Hmm.
And so, really, small business and entrepreneurs are just such a backbone, foundational for our economy, for our country. And so, yeah, we absolutely see entrepreneurs as heroes that need some help
Hmm.
sometimes.
One of the things that we help couples with is knowing what roles each of you should play
Yes,
in the business.
so
The
crucial.
that's a really important thing. I think that is maybe a little bit of some of the fear, but we help couples determine what is each individual's strengths and how can you use that to maximize the success of your business. And knowing what role you're playing, and sometimes we kind of take off the hat, one hat, okay, we're doing business right now,
Yes.
and the next hat, okay, now I'm your wife.
So kind of some boundaries
Yeah.
there as
Hmm.
well, and just getting clear on that of how we communicate with each other, so that sometimes we'll even say like, hey, I'm switching gears here right
Yes.
now.
Hmm. Hmm.
um
Yeah.
and so, yeah, the Bible has very clear roles for us within the home.
Yes.
All right, and so we can study that and learn that, and it's not that it's always easy
Hmm.
to do those things, but
No.
at least we've got some clear information that we can go through.
Mhm.
but there's really not a list of clear roles for business owners, for entrepreneurs.
No, and the other thing that we've seen is sometimes couples will try to take those biblical roles for marriage and
Correct.
apply it to their roles in the business, and that's
Right.
not necessarily the best thing for your business or for your marriage,
Right.
frankly.
Well, they
And
try to apply it in all areas of life.
exactly.
And it really is designed within the sphere of
Mhm,
the home.
mhm.
And then there's other, roles and such within like the church, for example, and within society.
Yeah.
But there's it doesn't mean what scripture says that has to be applied to every area of our
Right.
lives. And
Mhm,
so that's
mhm.
part of what we kind of
Yeah.
walk people through there.
Right. So, in fact, there's one couple that we know that works together very, very well,
Mhm.
and they have a really solid marriage.
Yes.
And at home, husband's definitely the head. He takes care of the family well. They order themselves according to what scripture says. When it comes to the business, she has more of a business mind in many of the areas, and so she really takes the lead and the head role, if you will, in the business,
Yeah.
and they work it, and it works very well for
Yeah.
them.
And
And they're
he's
not
very
doing nothing wrong.
right. And he's very involved in the business for
Yes.
sure.
Mhm.
And so that's the other thing with this. Sometimes in a relationship, you may have one, the husband or the wife who is just really running the business and the spouse is just supportive. I
Mhm.
should say just. That's super crucial.
Yeah.
Is very supportive. And then there's other varying degrees all the way up to 50
Mhm.
50s, kind of how we
Mhm.
do things. But there are components of our business that you are 100% in charge of.
Yes.
And even times where you'll ask me questions and I'm like, I'm fine. Whatever you
Yeah,
whatever you
right.
want to do, you're in charge of that.
Mhm. Mhm.
Now, if you're looking for feedback,
Right.
obviously,
Right.
that's wise to do that at
Mhm.
times that we
Mhm.
ask for feedback, even though we've got our sphere of control, so to speak. But so there's a lot of ways to do it, I think, is what
Yes.
we're trying to say here.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And then another thing that we've helped a lot of couples do, because we were in this boat, they're working their business really kind of as a side hustle or a side
Mhm.
gig to the
Yeah,
day job, but they have a dream to make that their full-time thing.
yeah,
And so we help them set some parameters, um, a lot around finances, but other things too, and prepare yourselves, your finances, your family, and your home for you to be able to come home and work the business full time. And so as we work with couples, we help them set those parameters so they recognize, oh, now's the time to take the leap.
right. And we had about 8 years of doing the business as a side gig.
Hmm.
And that was pretty much me doing it at that stage because
Yes.
of the season of life and with the young kids at home and such. And so I was doing that. You were obviously very supportive, and that was
Hmm.
encouraging and helpful for me. And then whenever we went full time, though, at it, like right before we went full time, you went deep into the business. They
Yes.
were really running the
Hmm.
whole thing.
Hmm.
And that's not necessarily how everybody has to do it, but we've just seen a lot of examples of either people waiting too long
Yes.
or
Hmm.
people jumping too early.
Hmm.
And either one can, can stunt the growth of the business or cause significant problems.
Cause some strife. And that's where we run into sometimes people that we meet, feel that they're in the boat of this business is killing our marriage
Yeah,
because
right.
we've not navigated everything as well as we could. And that's one of the things that we can show couples how to do so that that doesn't happen to them.
And we definitely like we also see people saying or thinking, and maybe they'll say it, but we kind of catch on to like, I think this is what they're implying, is that at some point there's a decision that has to be made.
Yes.
Am I going to choose the business or the marriage?
Mhm.
And oh goodness, yeah, your reaction there, it's that breaks our hearts because not only should you have both, you should, like, the marriage is 100% always the priority, right?
Mhm.
If the business fails, we'll figure something else out.
Yeah. Mhm.
But if the marriage fails, it's devastating and it has that ripple effect throughout, um,
Well,
many people.
we alluded to this earlier. In business, you can jump around and do different businesses. In
Yes,
marriage, you're together.
right, right.
You're with each other for life.
It's
And
designed
so,
for life.
yeah.
And so we don't want to see couples who have to make that decision, that we don't want them to think that they have to make that kind of a
Yes.
decision,
Right.
but get to the point where we can help them to understand that the marriage absolutely benefits the business.
Yes.
It's foundational
Yeah.
to all of our relationships. Um, and whenever that marriage is solid and when things are strong, it just frees you up to be
hmm
creative
hmm
and to do things that will grow that business.
And
And
when you face challenges in the business, it doesn't feel like it's going to destroy your relationship.
yes. And just one other thing on this point that I do want to say is that for anybody who has had a business and you're full time at it now, what we teach here, it really helps you to kind of go back and fill in any gaps maybe that you missed along the way.
hmm
And again, we did a lot of the things that we teach,
hmm
but there's a lot that we're teaching like, we should have done that.
Right.
And we
Right.
were able to go back and fill in those gaps along the way. So this is to help people figure out when to take the leap, or if you've already taken the leap, how to kind of go back and get things solidified so that you've got that strong foundation, both
hmm
relationally, financially, a lot of different areas.
Absolutely. And so we've talked about that we have run business ourselves, that we've
Mhm.
taught other people how to run the business. We've been coaches in that world
Yes.
for, what did we decide, 8 years
I
now?
think 8 years. Yeah.
8 years. Um,
Hundreds of students along the way.
Hundreds. Yeah,
Just
at least hundreds
at
of
least hundreds.
students.
Yeah.
Well over 1,000
Yes.
students that we have worked with. And so recently we have stepped away from doing that coaching, and it
Mhm.
has freed up quite a bit of
Yes.
time for us.
Right.
And so we are really excited to be making a special offer
Yes.
today. Do you want to tell them about it?
Sure.
Okay, good.
So what we are offering is to do one free coaching session with any entrepreneurial couple. So if this is something where you're just like, I'm a little bit interested to hear more information about this, about what we're doing, this would be a great opportunity for you to do this. But this is not, I want to make sure that we're clear. This is not like we're going to be trying to get a hold of you and just do this hard sales pitch or anything like that. This is to serve you and to help you, no matter what stage you're at with your business. We'll find out a little bit more about what's going on and any way that we can help with suggestions or tools that we have.
Mhm.
We're going to provide that as best we can. And we would just love to have that opportunity to serve you in this way.
Mhm. Yeah, absolutely. And so, if you have been either exploring the idea of entrepreneurship at all, or
Yeah.
exploring the idea of taking it full time, or need to solidify your foundation as a full time entrepreneur, we encourage you. We'll put the link in the comments,
Yes.
or in the description, I
Yep.
think is what we say.
Show notes, I think is the official way
This is
to
our
say it.
first time on YouTube, so I don't know all the lingo yet, but so
So
we'll put that information in, and just get on our calendar, and we would love to chat with you for an hour and give you that coaching that
yes.
you might need that can help a little bit.
So just a couple of questions maybe to ask you. Do you have a dream for your business?
Mm.
Do you have a dream that you want to achieve? And do you want to do it
Without wrecking your marriage.
without wrecking your marriage, making sure that your relationship is
Yeah.
strong?